Right, and finally, for the embattled head of the Intelligence Response Team, IRT, of the Nigerian Police, Abba Kyari, the stakes are getting higher over alleged involvement in the $1.1 million fraud by internet fraudster Ramon Abbas, popularly known as HushPuppi. Following recommendation of the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, the Police Service Commission, PSC, has suspended Kyari, a Deputy Commissioner of Police. In a statement by the Head of Press and Public Relations at the Police Service Commission, Ikechukwu Ani, his suspension took effect from Sunday, the 31st of July, pending the outcome of the investigation of his indictment by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, that's FBI in the United States of America. Dotun, let me start from. So many things happened during the weekend, and it was recommended for suspension by the Inspector General of Police, and the Police Service Commission actually suspended the Deputy Commissioner of Police.
Well, Kyari has become the news, and there is a reason for that. Because at this point, for a lot of Nigerians, from the feedback I'm getting, no matter the indictment now, their challenge is, do we even believe it, based on what we have had and we have seen this man do in the course of his 20 years service? Because I remember some months back, we spoke about him on this program, especially when we had the call for the blanket ban of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, the SAS. We were able to point out some key officers who have done very well, and it was one of them. So for this, it's a big, big, big stain if it comes out positive. Because a lot of people are refusing, as we speak now, to believe there is a problem somewhere. But we are seeing that there is a problem. Because he has been, to a lot of people, what they call him, a super cop, who has distinguished himself until now.
The police, the Nigerian police, I think they are quick enough to say, look, this thing has taken a kind of international dimension. It should not rub off in the entire police force so that they won't have credibility problem. That's why I'm saying, okay, without prejudice to what is on ground, that look, step aside, pending the time of that investigation, and the police, they've set up their own internal investigative panel led by Deputy Inspector General of Police.
That's the right thing to do.
They got it right.
They got it really spot on. Fantastic decision to suspend him and launch an investigation into the allegations against him. We can't sit here and dismiss those allegations. For it to be stupid to sit here and dismiss those allegations. We will also not. We will not also not say, oh, Abba Kyari, you are guilty as indicted. No, it makes no sense to do that. So we are a sovereign nation. We have our own means of investigating misdemeanors. When another country accuses one of your own of being guilty of this and that, we can investigate on our own, and that's what the IG has set in motion now. A 4-man committee led by a DIG will look at those allegations. They will hear from him. He deserves fair hearing. We can't just hand him over to FBI, because once the FBI gives this issues this warrant of arrest, then Interpol now has an obligation to go and get him.
You might not be able to even step out of the country again.
No, that one is not might. He cannot. He cannot. If he tries it, he could be sleeping in his hotel room somewhere, and he will wake up in America.
In the US.
You could go to bed in another, maybe Ghana or wherever, but by the time it's time to wake up, you will wake up to a different surrounding. That's the way those people are, and they are notoriously stubborn for waiting. Look, if it takes them 100 years, they will not relent. That's why I gave the example of Gaddafi. His agents who blew up the Pan Am aircraft over Lockerbie in Scotland. They waited, America waited for 11 years to get hold of those two guys. It was Gaddafi by himself that presented them to America. After years of sanctions, harassment, military, harassment by their military and all that. So he invariably had to hand them over. Because they had done a discreet investigation which showed that, it showed where they even purchased some of the explosive devices that they put together. You know, they are, at the place where they bought some of those things, the CCTV showed their faces. So they knew these guys, the guys they went through. At this stage, it is even a court. It's a U.S. court that gave the order for arrest. So FBI has finished its investigation.
Over a year.
It has.
Yeah, finished their investigation. It's not.
It calls it indictment, which it always says the person remains not guilty until proven. But we have seen that for these guys to come up with some of these things,
No, they don't.
Cases in the past.
They don't. You know, I was telling someone.
They don't do it.
I always talk about the case of Diezani. The British authorities have seized Diezani's passport for more than 6 years, but they've not been able to charge her to court because they are still looking for. Once they indict you and they bring you to court, you are not likely to escape.
You are not.
And they will not bring you to court unless they have what looks like a prima facie case against you. That is the difference between them and our own EFCC.
The Ramon Abbas pleaded guilty already.
Yes, no, you have not.
Because they showed him everything.
Ibori's associates, they first jailed them. They jailed Ibori's associates one after another, including his girlfriend, his wife. By the time they got to him, he had no reason to waste the time of the court.
No.
And that's why his judgment was a bit lenient, because they were happy that they didn't waste their time. But they had jailed the people around him, all of those who were involved. So how can you escape? So this is their own nature. I'm happy that at our level this is an exemplary officer, no doubt about it. Honestly, it breaks my heart that this has happened, because
I admire.
You remember when the IG, the former IG said that he was going to disband all the tactical teams in the police. Yes. You remember how he came here and I fought hard that no, you must not. And invariably he changed his mind. Yes. It was because of my faith in Abba Kyari that Abba Kyari and Kolo, another fantastic officer in the police, that we had to do that. It's not. We are not from the same town.
I don't
have never seen him. I've never seen him.
I met him in Edo State. That was when I snapped the picture with him.
That turned into that A-list.
That people listed me as A-list friends of Abba Kyari.
Yes, that's a journalist is just doing his job. Photo opportunity does not turn you to a friend.
An accomplice.
No, that you are not even friends. You are not friends that you snap pictures. How many people snap pictures with us? We go to ShopRite, people will come, let me that does not turn us to friends now.
Do you understand?
So, because your brother, Professor Kemi in Ife, the professor of history, he said, tell my brother Ayo that I've seen him. He's part of the A-list. I said, what is? They just had to do their story. What they did, they just went to his Facebook page.
They went to Facebook.
People have snapped pictures with him.
Yes.
You know? It's unfortunate this has happened, but
It's a big lesson. It's a big
I was
lesson.
even projecting ahead that somebody like this is a future Inspector General.
Of course, without a doubt.
The way he was going, the way he was
It is
going.
not even your own projection
So what
alone.
happened?
it's not even. That's what people want to
A
see.
long
That
time
is the
before
kind
now.
of person like this, the way he
That
posted
had
crime.
been
Right from his days in Lagos.
SARS.
That had been the feeling that this is a
National
potential
Assembly
IG.
gave him an honor.
Yes. House
They've
of Rep.
never honored even an IG.
Individual, yes.
They've never honored an IG.
Yes.
That's the first policeman. Yes,
Yes.
to be honored. And that day is too dear to receive that award.
No. It's just.
You know, I felt like shedding tears.
I love that day.
Yes.
I'm telling you, because I followed it.
1 minute, unguarded minutes.
It's just, you see, the thing is, this life, you are just one step away from making a fatal mistake.
I'm telling you.
Just one step away. One step away.
We real you.
Yes,
Look at
one
it
step
now.
away.
You know?
One step away from making a fatal mistake. That's all the successes.
Let's quickly take Olawale from Ikorodu. It's been a while, Wale.
Good evening, Ayo.
Good evening, Wale.
Oma Tata, good evening. I'm my good friend on the right.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, I just have to take you back a bit.
Time. Okay, do that quickly.
Concerning the issue of governance. Look, we can never have enough money for health sector and educational sector if less than 500 members of the National Assembly are spending between 128 and 130 billion
It's more
every
than
year.
that. It's more than that, sir.
Far more than that.
It's more than that. It's about 300, sir.
Then the cost of governance itself. In spite of that, we have ministers for each ministry. You have special advisors. You have senior special assistants. Even the president himself has special advisor on administration. What for? And all those ones are giving cards. They are receiving salaries. Even special advisor also. You also have special advisor and senior special assistant.
Yes,
So
that's
you
true.
don't have to
Wale,
reduce.
That's true.
Thank you, Ali. You know the beauty of this whole thing. We are not here to pass judgment on anybody.
No.
We are just so kind of disappointed and unhappy.
You know
That's
what I would wish to see?
Honestly.
You know the story that can gladden my heart is for us to suddenly be told that there were mistakes somewhere.
Because of the career paths, the way
And the faith that we had in him.
in him, somebody with love.
If it can just happen,
Miraculously.
miraculously that we hear that, FBI made some mistakes,
This
this
man
and
can be
that.
saved.
Because we've seen indictments quashed before,
Yes.
even in the US.
Yes,
We've
yes,
seen
it's
even
possible.
somebody sentenced to death before in the US
Yes.
that was overturned.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Life
So,
imprisonment
yes, if it can
in
happen,
error.
although it looks most unlikely, but if it can happen, honestly, it will make me happy.
And honestly, people like Ramon Abbas, policemen should learn to just, know
yes.
to call it.
Don't be close to them.
Don't be close to
Even-
people like that, of that character.
The kind of job they do, they don't need. They must
You don't like
socialize.
judges too.
But they don't need to.
At all.
I know of judges, if you are coming to see them, and it's like, maybe even as a friend, but they have had that you have one case somewhere, they'll have people with them, so that all those conversations
Yes,
you
they
have
will
it in their
be on
presence.
record. Yes, no.
You don't have to attend parties where you have people
To the extent
who are
Join them
selling
in
around,
dancing.
you like your
you know.
clothes, you want to start
You
purchasing
just-
clothes,
you
you're
just
helping
must
them.
be
You are not a fashion trendsetter.
No.
You just must be. The job is too
That
sensitive.
defense was just
than
so
not-
watery.
You are not vivid in imagination.
What's the name of this prominent designer? No, it
they are all there.
wasn't.
So
This thing.
I-
And
it's
ultimately,
someone.
we expect first.
They are not collectibles.
That they shouldn't. This panel should not take time, Jide.
No, we don't. They should just ask him questions specific to the allegations, and they are easy to validate.
The
Like
truth is,
the issue of phone account.
Account?
Once an account is mentioned in this, they just need to look at
and
the.
since these FBI guys have even been coming to the force headquarters,
Yes.
it's easy. Give
They are
us the
piling
evidence
pressure
there.
by coming to meet the IG.
Give us the evidence there. It's so easy. It's straightforward.
All right. I want to thank you, Dr. Oladipo. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.